Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a great one for you today. We got a gallery here, but rather than the usual sort of grid shaped one, we've got a horizontal one that stretches from one side of the screen to the other. And just like every gallery, you can click on it, you can pop it out into a light box. And it'll work perfectly well on tablet and mobile as well if you want to use it on those. Really easy to do, so let's get started. We're using the regular Divi Gallery module to do this today. I'm going to enable my Visual Builder. Let's roll down to where we want to work. We'll get rid of this gallery right here, this row, and we'll start from scratch. Okay, add a new row where you want to put your gallery. I'm going to use single column in my row. And funnily enough, we're going to use the gallery module. There we are, right there. As you can see, by default, it just chucks in a few random images. It's got their name underneath there by default. To add your own, just hit the little plus. Select however many you want. I'm going to grab about 6 today. That'll do fine. As you can see, it pops them in. Now you may notice we can only see 4 there, and it's got some crazy writing underneath. These are AI generated images, and that's just the AI name they've given them underneath. That's the name of the image. We're going to get rid of that in a minute anyway. If you want to move any of these around, just left click on it, drag it, release it where you want it. And of course, if you want to add more, hit the plus again. If you want to delete one, just hover over it. You'll see a little trash can right there. Great. Well, like I say, we've only got 4 and I put 6 in there. So let's roll down a little bit and we'll find image count. Let's put that up to 6. Now we can see all 6 of our images. Like I say, I don't want those crazy titles underneath. So if we go to elements down below, show title and caption, I'm going to turn that off. I don't need pagination either because we're going to be displaying all of the image that we got here. Now that's great and everything, but it's kind of grid shaped. I want mine rolling out from one side of the screen to the other. So let's save what we've got here. Now let's save the page changes here. Save draft or publish if you're ready, probably not. And exit the Visual Builder. Now I'm using Google Chrome here with the great inspector tools. Most browsers have this nowadays, but if yours doesn't, Google Chrome is a free download. What I'm going to do is go to my gallery here. I'm going to right click on it. I'm sort of in the middle of it here and hit inspect. That's going to bring up the Chrome inspector tools. I just rolled it up a little bit. If you've got elements selected on one side, you'll have HTML. If you've got styles selected the other side, you'll have CSS. Now I'm actually on our top one right here. You can see it's highlighting the whole thing. If you move it around, it'll start highlighting other things on the page. If I open this by hitting the little chevron, we've got all our little gallery items underneath here. You can see them individually. We want the one that's selecting them all, which is the ET, elegant themes underscore PB page builder underscore gallery underscore items. Where there's a gap, that's a new class name right there. So I'm going to click on that. If we look over here under styles, we've got our 2 class names there. So I'm going to drop down by just left clicking after the first curly bracket there. I'm going to write display, DISPLAY, colon, flex, FLEX, and watch what happens. Our little items up here have all lined up. Now they're not perfectly in line. The reason is we've got a bit of padding, or margin actually, to the right and below each of these items that's kind of squishing them up like that. And a great thing about inspector tools too, if you're playing with display flex, it'll come up with this little icon here. If you left click on it, it'll give you options to play with things, flip them in the other direction. And once you click on one of these, it'll add that bit of code down here. Click off of it, it'll take it back away again. Nice little feature that. But that's doing what we want to these particular items. Now to get rid of this space here and make this look normal so they're all spaced the same, I need to get rid of any margin on these items here. I'm going to drop down just a little bit to my first item here. As I roll over it, you'll see some yellow shading to the bottom and the right, that's showing us the margin that's on there. So I can click on any of these, doesn't matter which one. And if we roll down just a little bit, it's a slightly different class name. It's item singular. We had items plural above, so we need to use this. So it's right here. Now, if I go in here by doing exactly the same, left clicking, and the right margin, colon, 0. Nothing's happened because we need to overwrite the actual styles there. So I'm going to put a space in. I'm going to use important, exclamation mark, important, IMPORTANT. That's done it. They're all nicely spaced out there. Perfect. But as we've written our CSS in our browser here, once we refresh this page, this is not going to stay there. So we need to actually write this in to our code module to make it work. So I'm going to copy this code into a little text editor here. Any text editor will work. You can even use a little notepad file if you want to. And I'm going to copy from that closing bracket all the way up to our first class name there. Control C to copy. I'm going to paste it into my little text editor here. I'm going to get rid of anything we didn't write, which is opacity and the WebKit and the fade right there, because we only need the bits that we wrote. So that's all we're left with there. We don't need that specify. All we need is the ETP gallery item there. Let's delete that first class name and the specify there. And we're left with ETPB gallery item margin 0 important. Great. Now we need that other bit of code right here. So if I click back on here, we go back up. Here's the gallery items plural just above. We've still got our code that we wrote up here. Display flex. Again, let's take it from the curly bracket at the bottom there, the closing curly bracket, all the way up. This time we're going to need both those class names. So I'll copy that. Again, Control C. I'm going to drop down after our last bit of code. Going to paste it in there. And again, we can get rid of anything we didn't write. Bit of a gap between our semicolon there. Don't need those transitions right there. Fantastic. So we've got this little bit of code right here that we've written that's working for us up here. Let's X out of our inspector now. We'll re-enable the Visual Builder. And we'll make this permanent. So let's go back down to our gallery. As you can see, it's reverted to how it was because we refreshed the page. That code we wrote in the browser has disappeared. So what we need to do is go into our gallery module, Dark tab of the module. We go over to the advanced, go down to the custom CSS. We've got a freeform CSS box here. I'm going to take the code that I've got in my little text editor here. Control C to copy again. I'm going to put my cursor in there. We're under the freeform CSS tab. I'm going to paste it in, Control V to paste. As you can see, those have jumped into place. Now we've written it in here, it'll be permanent. That's great. Now I want to make this thing full width, full screen. Really easy to do, no more coding involved in this. And I'm not sure I like that overlay right there. So let's just fix that in design. Overlay, and make it black. And just take a bit of the opacity down. That's fine. And the icon color. Again, I'll just take a bit of the opacity down. That'll be fine. Perfect. Okay, well, let's make this full width, full screen. We go into our row this time. This is common to all rows. Go into the row settings. Design. Sizing. We've got width. If we drag this up to 100%. I'm going to copy that 100%. Control C again. I'm going to paste it down below in the max width. Control V to paste. Or you can just type it in if you want. Great. Our little gallery is now full width. So if we've done everything correctly, this should be good to go. Let's save our changes here. We'll save the page changes. Save draft or publish if you're ready. We'll exit the Visual Builder. We'll roll on down. There's our little gallery right there. Perfect. There's our little overlay. When we click on it, it's going to pop out into a light box. and it'll stay lined up like that on all devices, and you can add more images if you want. It'll stay the same size. I'll just demo that in a minute, but just to show you, this will work on tablet and mobile. Let's hit my F12 key. Again, with the inspector tools, I've got a mobile toggle over here. Here it is on an iPad Air. Let's make it big enough for you to see, 100% size. If I roll down, there's our little gallery, and of course it'll pop out into a light box. You can use it on a phone if you want to. It's up to you, but it's going to be a little small on a phone, I would have thought. Let's have a look. Roll back up. There it is. Like I say, it's going to work fine. I just want to decide whether that's a little too small for you. You can easily hide it in the visibility. I'll show you that in a moment too. So that's working absolutely perfectly. Just to show you that when you add more images, it's going to stay full width and it'll stay gridded up. So we enable our visual builder. And we'll roll on down. Go into the gallery. Hit the plus to add a couple more. Just select a couple more images, or however many you want. Let's add another 3 maybe. Now the first thing you'll notice is they're not there. And I'm sure you figured out why they're not there if you've been watching. Let's just roll it up a bit. If we roll it down again, we've got it to select only 6 images. I've added 3, so that would be 9. Now we've got 9 there, and as you can see, it's just added them, and they're still in a nice row like that. Now it'll be the same for tablet and mobile too. Like I say, if you decide you don't want to display this on mobile because it's going to be too small, you can make another one with perhaps only displaying 3 or something on mobile. If you wanted a separate one for mobile, we can just duplicate the row with the 2 little squares right there. You've got a similar one underneath there. We'll go into the top one. We'll use this one for desktop. We can go over to advanced invisibility. Disable on phone and tablet. So we'll see it on desktop. We will not see this top one on phone and tablet. You'll say that. Now let's go into this one. Let's go into the gallery and perhaps take half the images away. Little trash cans here. Just choose the images you want to get rid of. And perhaps we'll have 4. As you can see, we've still got a line here, but this is going to be on tablet and mobile, so we don't need to worry about it filling up the whole of our area there. So again, we'll save that. We'll go into the row. You could do this in the actual module if you wanted. Advanced invisibility again. And we're going to hide this one on desktop. So we'll only see this one on tablet and mobile. Save our changes now. Exit the visual builder. And there's our regular gallery there with the extra images on desktop. Now if I switch to tablet, let's hit my F12 key again. Here we have it on a tablet, stretching the whole screen there to make it big enough for you to see again. And we've already got the 4 images, and of course mobile, it'll do the same thing as well. There it is right there. And I think that's big enough to use on mobile, but that's entirely up to you. But there's how to make really easy little horizontal gallery. Like I say, it's a great little gallery module, but sometimes you want something more than a grid. And that's a great little thing to have, especially on the desktop site. You can stretch a lot of images over there. And these sort of interactive things are fantastic things to have on your site. So don't forget, I'll put that little bit of code down below for anybody who needs to copy and paste it, but it's very easy to do. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.